What's up, guys? We're going to do things a little bit differently today as we prepare ourselves for the bear market. How can you still win in an economic downturn? I've got quite a few ideas, so let's jump right in. So the first thing I want to talk about is risk management. While this isn't a boring subject, everybody needs to hear it. So no matter what you're playing or buying or selling, it's important that you protect your own capital. And you can do this by many ways. So I just want to give my insight on a few things I like to do, especially when we go through some turmoil like this. As we saw, SPY hit yearly lows today. There's no earnings pulling it up, none of the bigs, there's no stimulus. So it may get better, it may not. But there's things to think about, and there are still ways to win in this market. So first up, playing the downside. So if you're an options trader, I like to play through supply and demand. I don't even think about sentiment. I don't think about what's going on. Look at the chart, play supply and demand. If it breaks through, that's when you want to kind of pull out. Make sure you're setting stop losses. So again, I'm not a financial advisor, but these are just my opinions and things I do to succeed. Those are one option, is playing the downside. Two is, if you're playing small caps. So one thing I like to do every morning, Bazinga, as far as their pre-market, so you can check their pre-market movers. So around 7 a.m. That's when I really like to look at them, see what's coming on, and I look at the top 5 and I look at the news. I love bio news runners, any of the others news runners that might have a lot of volume. So you can get a quick trade in by doing that. They're highly liquid. It's a news runner, so it's just going to keep pushing. Now there is a chance it might sell off, and you can't really do stop losses pre and after market. So, it's something you definitely want to watch, but it's something, first thing I do every morning, wake up, check that, make a quick trade, and then, move on with my day. As we get into OTC, so this is one topic I really wanted to cover because I love OTC, because OTC is retail driven. And by saying that, there aren't a lot of outside factors. So it isn't driven off of SPY or any of NASDAQ or any of the large indexes, but sentiment still hurts it. So because it is retail driven, people get scared, they want to protect their capital, and they should. But it is a golden opportunity to buy dips. Now, you need to make sure when you go into a position, whether you're in full or, large or what have you, to make sure, you're scaling in. So one thing I like to do, especially since this year has started, because there isn't a lot of volume in the OTC, is I do not play big positions anymore. I play more positions. If let's say you have a $10,000 account, you have a $100,000 account. So if I said my account was $10,000, I might only play $2,500, because my favorite thing to do in the world is to buy flushes. Now, a flush is when either the stock had news or bad news, or if you look at level 2, you can see where the ask side is stacked up and there's no bids in. So sometimes you can just put a low bid in, and the wave comes through, people start to panic, and then you can catch some really bottom stocks on that. So I love flushes, especially in OTC. So that's one way of playing the downside, is staying on cash, playing flushes only, waiting for the bounce, and then you can either hold it if you're like, wow, I really like the stock, I got a good deal, or you can sell it and say, there I go, I made a few $100, made $1,000, whatever it may be. So of course, play your own amount, play your own risk. But, as I'll show here, this is actually my current year-to-date chart for my swing account. So, this year I started things a little bit differently. I have another account where I keep longs and so forth, but my main focus is this swing account, strictly because I'm going to be showing it and documenting all the trades I made to get, that 10 times increase. So by playing catalysts only, you have a better advantage to constant wins. And that's one thing I've been doing this year. So I've been consistently gaining, as you can see the chart shows. So if anybody has any questions on that, they need pointers, drop some in the comments, or you just send me a message on Twitter. What doesn't matter. I always want to help others. I want others to succeed as well, especially in this time of need. So, feel free to reach out to me personally. I hope some of this has helped you some. But, in this type of market, I don't play large positions. I love to play catalysts, even if it's a little bit further out. There's a few lately that I'm like, wow, this is incredibly cheap. I can't even believe it. And they have a catalyst the first week in June. So I'll start scaling in now and say, oh, I'll grab 25% and, I'll just slowly add 10 more percent, 10 more percent until I finally get the position I have, because by that time, now it's bottom. There are chances that it could fall through, but at this rate, I don't think so, especially when they have upcoming news. So keep that in mind as well. So I hope this helped you some. I think, now is the time of need to reach out to your neighbor, not really your neighbor, but, Discord, your friends, get a group together and say, hey, what are we looking at? What do we like? It's important to communicate with others and be active. So, sitting on the sidelines is great, keeping cash, but if you really want to become a better trader, you want to learn, the market tuition is tough. So gain experience from others. So make sure you subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys next time.